What's up, guys? Today, let's talk about segmentation and one of the biggest best practice myths that I see floating out around there, which is always be segmenting, right? Break your email list into as many segments as possible and send very personalized, highly tailored messages to that segment. And that's the best way to go around your email marketing and planning. Now, I tried this out for a client recently. I've tried this out many times in my 5-year career, and I've always found actually the opposite usually happens. So the idea behind your segmentation and being very customized in this is that you can tailor your marketing message to that specific group. If you're talking to prospects, you can highlight guarantees, reviews, really hit on those big outcomes and big benefits that come from your product. And then same on the flip side, for returning customers, you can send information that's maybe more lifestyle or focused on just kind of big picture or how to use your product. And the idea is that by doing this, you're going to get better results from your marketing because you're kind of taking more of a sniper shot. And you're also going to increase your conversion rate and kind of decrease the annoyance rate, which a lot of people get nervous about when they're sending a lot of emails to their list. Now, I did this for a client in October. Our strategy was for campaign sending 2 a week to our engaged segment, which is people who had opened or clicked an email in the last 6 months or had joined our email list recently. And we did that for that October period. November, we kind of changed it up just a little bit, and we sent a few very specific Black Friday campaigns for our prospects and one-time buyers, and then our returning customers. And we had great success with that. So in December, our strategy was let's continue with that segmentation and just make every single campaign that goes out only to 2 groups. We have prospects, one-time buyers, and then returning customers. And we're going to tailor our marketing message, our copy very specifically to each of those. So we did that through all of December, looking at the calendar right here. And when I went back to compare the data and see like what the takeaway was, I was actually pretty surprised to see. I mean, October, the month where we did no segmentation, just engaged people, we had a 58% open rate, 0.69% click rate, and then a 0.3% conversion rate. Now in December, the numbers were almost the exact same. So slightly lower open rate, almost the same click rate, almost exactly the same conversion rate. So this said to me a few things. One, this was not, the conversion rate and click rate did not go up. That's what I would expect, right? You're making very customized copy, speaking just to these groups. That didn't work. And what made this kind of compound on itself was the fact that instead of sending 2 campaigns per week to 200,000 people each time, we were now sending 2 campaigns to just 200,000 people in a week. So we effectively cut our sends in half, the total number of recipients. And that slashed the revenue quite a bit. I would say by about 40%. Now, going into it, that was sort of my gut feeling was if we cut back on recipients, the number of sends that we put out, that's what's going to happen. And that's kind of what did happen here. So my takeaways from this are this. I don't think that segmentation is bad, and I think there are moments to do it. However, if you're a 7-figure, 8-figure e-commerce business and you're pretty lean, the juice is not worth the squeeze. In order for you to have very customized campaigns like this, for each of these segments requires a lot of work because you're going to have to create 4 or 5 or 6 campaigns per week to match that volume of sending to your entire engaged segment. And for most brands, unless you have someone that's just dedicated to that and can quickly pump out these emails, and I'm talking about plain text, mostly text-based emails, or you have a designer or things like that, it's going to make the workflow much more complicated, much harder to push through than just sticking to 2 or 3 campaigns speaking to your engaged segment. Now, where I really think there is a benefit in segmentation comes in your automations. And this comes from splitting some key automations like checkout abandon, add to cart abandon, browse abandon, your post purchase. You could split those by prospects and returning customers. And I've seen quite a stark contrast between those two when you make that change, because you're able to tailor messaging on your abandoned checkout for both. You can be very strategic about where you're giving discounts for prospects, no discounts for return customers, things like that. And you're going to get a much better kind of bang for your buck if you're one of those 7-8-figure e-commerce businesses than you are versus trying to segment every single campaign and trying to keep that up. The volume is very hard to do. Putting out 3 to 4 emails a week that are designed or incorporating design is tricky enough. So for you to try to go to 5 to 6, it's not going to be worth it. So those are my thoughts. That's what I found. Again, segmentation, use it, be specific about it, but again, stick that with your automations, and I think you're going to have much better results. If you disagree or you've had other experiences, let me know in the comments below. I want to keep this conversation going.